Well, I think that we are live. So let me start it off properly. Hello, everybody. Wait, that's the wrong show. Wrong dude. My bad. Let me start again. Hold on a second. Blah. Hold on. Yeah. Woo, yeah, that's much better. All right. So, welcome to the first episode of Sofa Talk, where we are just going to break it on down and we're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. This is your time to talk about anything that is pertinent to the occult, to spirituality, to really whatever it is that you want to talk about. I do have a topic that I want to touch on tonight, and we'll do that a little bit, but by and large, I want to make this about you all. And I really appreciate everybody for being here. It really means a lot to me. It really truly does. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this without you all, and I certainly realize that, and I value all of you a great deal. For tonight, for all future Sofa Talk episodes as well, the super chat will be enabled as it normally is during the live streams. And I have right here, this is really hard to do this, and like those people on TV really have it rough. I'm gonna have to turn and look to do this. This is the winner's circle. Okay, right here. That's where you want to be. Right there in the middle there. And that's got Ender's name in it at the moment, because before I even started, he already got in on the action. Whoever has the top donation for the evening at the conclusion, or before the conclusion rather, because I'm going to have to announce the winner at some point, whoever has the highest donation will be right here, and they're going to win a custom ritual working from me. I think this one is going to be a road opener ritual. It's going to involve spirit evocation with Lucifer, and that is going to really help to just open the doors of opportunity, get you in alignment and in a resonance with the current of opportunity and success, to really help to push aside some of those energies and things that may be holding you back, some things that may be limiting you in your life, or whatever pursuits that you may be currently embarking on. It's going to help with all those things. And then also, of course, to help to either introduce or solidify your relationship with him. So that will be that'll be the prize. So feel free to donate however much you want. And so far, the Ender has donated $3.99. So $3.99 is the number to beat. Not that anybody needs to, but if you want to win that ritual, that would be something that would usually run probably $200 to $300, $400 maybe, depending on where you find it. And it will certainly be impactful. There's no doubt about that. But anyways, so back to the program here. And we'll get into some questions and some things here soon. I just wanted to catch up with you all in the meantime. It's like so awesome to see everybody here. What's going on? Joseph Nunn and Danny Noonan. What's going on? Flowing Fire. That's my girl, Nicolene. Mercer TV, John Trevi, Jack Arrows, Drunk Alaska. What's up? Sire Knox, Orly Stewart. And thank you, Orly, for moderating for us as she normally does on these live streams. I really do appreciate it. Check her out. Subscribe to her. Check out her Patreon as well, Mother Abominations. And her website, which I believe is mother of abominations.com. I can't talk tonight. You can see I'm a little rusty. I'm like out of sync here a little bit because I haven't done anything. I've like the last broadcasts that I did, like some of them then were live, I think, but they weren't podcast or they weren't, like I wasn't really interacting with you all. It was more of like ritual stuff. And so I kind of just went through that little phase, I guess, of moving more towards like ritual workings and not as much into traditional podcasts and chatting and stuff. The dolls, these are just creepy freaking dolls that I've acquired in weird situations. Not card games or anything like that. It just, and I didn't steal them or anything. They were just, I acquired them. And this one here is very old. It's somewhat old. It's a porcelain doll. She's missing her finger right there. So she's kind of like, and then she doesn't even have a hand at all on this side. And her face is pretty creepy. I'm going to show you what she looks like here. I wouldn't make direct eye contact if I were you, but, do what you want to do, Let me clean her eyes out a little bit here. I'm going to be like her mommy for a minute and dab a little bit here and then dab a little bit there and just kind of smear it around. How you like that? Yeah, every kid loves that. What's your problem? All right, here we go. Now she's ready. I don't think I have a name for her yet, but maybe don't look at the eye. I'm not looking at her eyes. Oh, of course, Ender. I said don't look at them. But, hey. What's going on, Alton? Good to see you too. Yeah, they will. They'll definitely move. I'm thinking she looks like maybe she's like Tabitha. What do you think about Tabitha? I think she looks like a Tabitha, but you all tell me. Then there's this one. I think I found her. I think she was eating out of the Dipsy dumpster. I can't really remember, but she needs a bath. Like you can see, like her neck is rather dirty. Look at that. Yuck. I don't even know why I have her sitting on the sofa, but I do because it's my sofa and you're watching Sofa Talk and that's how we do. And I don't know, maybe she's like a Tiffany. Does she look like Tiffany? Or maybe she looks like a Tabitha as well. Was the other one Tabitha? I can't remember. I don't know. Oh, Sire Knox. Wow, thank you so much. Man, I gotta move it like to freaking Winter Circle, man. Like, I'm sorry, Ender. I'm really sorry, dude. I hate it. I hate to do this. But like I'm gonna put you on the you're on the outside looking in now. But that's cool. It's all good. At least you're like in it though. See? Right here, Ender. There you are. And then oh god, I hate doing that. It's painful as fuck. But it's okay. There you go. Bow. Right there. So man, like yeah, she is kind of Viking-ish, isn't she? Like I kind of get that yeah, whoop whoop. I get that vibe from her too. Maybe I'll have to like get her some Viking clothing or something. She's got crap like all in her hair. She's definitely my doll or my child. Like she's got just shit everywhere. Oh, but anyways, I hope that everybody has been doing really well and that everyone has been having a smooth go of it. But I am sure that, like, as I say that, everybody's like, yeah, you got to be kidding me. knowing the path that we're all on. But it keeps it exciting. It keeps things fresh. It keeps things new. Um, it's definitely not the same old, same old. It's not boring at all. It's not the same old if you are um, actively seeking to move the ball forward, to progress spiritually and in every other way that you possibly can. Um, I kind of have a feeling like that's why I wanted to talk about tonight. The first episode of Sofa Talk was going to be about balance because I don't have the feeling that there have been a lot of people that have really been struggling here lately to find that in one element of their lives or in multiple aspects of their lives. Striving to find a balance because things are just so crazy. They're so hectic. They're so busy. They're so hard to, um, it's like really hard to kind of cut your way through the minutia sometimes and to be able to kind of get some structure in your life because we can find ourselves flying by the seat of our pants and trying to fit everything in that we need and want to do every single day and finding it nearly impossible to do that. Finding it where like that where you really literally have to forego some of the things that really mean a lot to you that you would really like to do, but there are other things that are more of a necessity or more mandatory for your day-to-day living. Um, some of the things that I think that are really the most important for us are some of the things that we put last and that we seldom ever even do for ourselves because other things seem to be more important or we just think that they're more important for whatever reason. Maybe we're placing too much value on some of those other things. Maybe we're not placing enough value on other things over on the other side of the field. um, it's really tough to even know how you should try to ration out your time and your attention, um, at least the part of it that is yours to make the decision on. There's a lot of things that we really don't have much choice in, or at least temporarily at this point in time, we may not, but we can change that. But, there's a lot of things that dictate what our day to day is going to look like and how many hours we're going to be spend here and what our obligations are over there and how much of our time is spent doing things that is really just um, for show or for I don't want to say putting on airs, but how much of your time is spent doing things just so that other people have a certain opinion of you, or because if you don't do this or this, somebody's going to maybe think that about you. Like think about that. Like how much of your time in your life do you spend doing things that are really meaningless, but where we put a lot of stock into what it would mean for somebody else if we weren't doing these things, or if we were doing X, Y, and Z, like what would they think? Like, oh, that's going to make me like have to devote 5 hours a week to X, Y, and Z, and I can't stand it. But at least so and so is not going to think this, and they're not going to think that. Why do we care so much? I don't know. We do. And I think a lot of us do these kind of things, and we don't even realize it. It's so many things in our lives that we do that we don't even know why we do it, and we don't even like think about it consciously that we do this and this and this. Like we do it. We've been doing it for however long. We don't even think about like, is it benefiting me? Is it not benefiting me? Like, It just gets to be so routine that it's just something that you do. And I think it's, in seeking to find balance, sometimes in order to make room for everything, you have to get rid of some stuff. You got to cut some things loose. You need to get rid of some of that excess baggage. Um, and that can be tough. It can be really tough. But at the same time, it can be like super, super rewarding and liberating and make you feel lighter, make you feel um, unburdened, more optimistic, all that kind of stuff, because you really like let go of something that was just like on your back for 10 years and you really had gotten so accustomed to it, you forgot it was even there. You even did it. It's just a part of your culture, part of your, it became a habit basically. Um, really finding a balance. It really kind of seems like so much of our lives, like that is what we are all striving for. But it's something that we just talk about, like New Year's resolutions and stuff. Like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm going to get my shit together. I'm going to get my life straight. I'm going to quit doing this. I'm going to spend more time doing that. I'm going to go see my grandmother every Sunday. And I'm going to go like do this and this. And it's like trying to actually incorporate things like this after saying them is one thing. It feels good to say it, right? It makes you feel good to say it. But then do you actually follow through with it and do it though? Not many people do. But I guess I would say, or challenge everyone and challenge myself, the next time that I am in that state of mind, or the next time I'm all about doing this, and this, think about how good it feels to say it. Like, think about how awesome it would be to actually do it and live it. Be like 100 times more impactful. Um, and I guess I'm talking about this stuff because I'm like majorly guilty of that for sure. Um, and the more things you're involved in, the more your time is cut in half, or cut into smaller and smaller segments, and you're trying to juggle so many things. I think it's something to where you really have to sit down and take stock of all of it, everything in your life, and see like, what is it that I do have time for and what is it that I don't have time for? Like, what is it and on this list that's going to help me to get where I want to go, and what on this list is like a bunch of bullcrap that I can just lose, like a freaking bad habit, not even think twice about. And it's probably going to be very difficult to do that. I'm sure it's going to be extremely difficult. But like with fall, it's coming into winter now, the end of the year. In January, it'll be a fresh start. It's just really time to start thinking about these things. If you really want to help yourself to get off to the best start that you can get off to, you like start to do some prep work, some planning, start putting some thought into it. Give yourself time to really think about this or think about that. Not something that you're just going to throw together. Um, like really, really think about it. Really put some time and some effort into it. Um, and really think about what's best for you, not what is best for everybody else. Not what is like the same thing that you've been doing forever and ever, and it's really not quite working for you. Maybe it's working for you in some ways, but in other ways it's tripling, I guess. And I know we all have to make certain sacrifices for certain things in life, whether we want it to be that way or not. It's the way that it is. Um, there's going to be some things that you'll have to do where you would rather be doing something else, but there is that part of our lives where we do things that make other people happy, and it makes us happy, but we do it mostly because they like it. Um, so there's going to be some of that, but I know that we can all agree, I think, that to really, I think, especially in the beginning, too, especially in the beginning, when you're on this spiritual path, on the left hand path, you have to really be selfish with your time because you have to devote so much of it to yourself, to that initial development, to really seeking all of those new things out and trying to understand them and make sense of them, and all of these new sensations and energies and spirits and everything that's involved in it. That's it's consuming. It really is, and it's addictive, really, especially in the beginning. It's so new and exciting and fun and interesting and mysterious and mystical, frightening, terrifying, um, all of those things, and that makes it extremely attractive because it's one end of the spectrum to the other. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Brent brought up a really good point. I just noticed here on the chat, and I'm sorry, I got to pay more attention to this. The time management is critical, um, but a lot of us are not going to want to do that. We're going to be like, screw that. That's too much work and too much effort. But that is critical for another element of. I mean, I guess it can be an element of balance. I mean, it is, but when you're talking about success, on the other hand, though, like time management is crucial, um, because I definitely have found that successful people are very busy people. And if you do want to get a lot done, and if you want to balance things out, if you want to keep a lot of things in your life and you don't want to get rid of some of them, then you need to manage the time that you spend on each one of those things. So you have to use a calendar. You got to make it to where these periods of time that you spend doing certain things are non-negotiable, that you're going to do them and you're going to do them when you have to do them, and you're going to do that religiously so that you develop a habit, you did that becomes your culture. And I mean, I've done it before in the past where during the day, like the work week, I had to follow my calendar strictly every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes. Like I was that busy. I was transitioning from one thing to the next. And if I didn't do that, shoot, like I would still be on the first thing when I should be on the third thing. And I would be pissing people off and screwing myself just because I didn't really want to stick with a program, so to speak. I just wanted to wing it and do my own thing and go at my own pace and stay in my comfort zone. But anyways, so the time management is critical, and thank you for that. So King David Solomon, any tips on death hexes? Hmm. Hmm. Well, there's all types of routes you could take. I mean, I'm not the best person to ask for these things. I mean, I definitely know about it. That's for sure. Um, and I think definitely go for the more foundational aspects of any type of spell or ritual first. Whether you're going to have a fetish link of some sort. Um, Trying to think of some of the best things that I have found. Um, I mean, of course, I've never killed anyone, but I've never really tried to kill anybody either. Um, in my own practice, I've been more into binding people's power against me than I have been trying to actually hurt them. But I think that you can certainly get creative in this area. Um, I would certainly utilize spirit evocation along with it too. I mean, I think that's where you're going to get more of a potent punch if you're not really just relying on what you're going to do with your own energy and some of the ritual implements that you may have access to that relate to the target, but utilize the spirits that you work with and the take advantage of the relationship that you have and ask them if they'd be willing to help you or some of their familiars may be willing to help you. I mean, but you, like I said, you can really get creative with it. Think about all of the things in this world that we have that are toxic to us, that can harm us, that can reduce the level of our health, all of these things. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you could use along in a magical aspect um, to kind of be a companion to some of the more traditional trappings of a ritual or a spell. Just try that. But of course, your raw emotion is going to be important too, and how you really, really feel about that individual. And you really have to exhaust that, and you really have to mean it. From my understanding and all of these things. But again, I'm definitely not the best one to ask about that. I am much more of a lover and want to help make you feel better and all that stuff than I am wanting to destroy people and go to war with them. Not to say that I haven't wanted to. And most of the time, when I have wanted to, it's been because of people that wanted to come after me like that just because they don't like the freaking color of my eyes or they don't like the freaking, you know, things that I do that have nothing to do with them whatsoever, but they just want to find somebody to poke. I don't know, that kind of thing, and that pisses me off. That does really piss me off. Um, I don't go out of my way to stir up controversy. I don't go out of my way to talk shit about other people, especially other YouTube creators or practitioners. I might joke around a little bit, but I keep it lighthearted, and I'm not gonna really ever do anything that's gonna jeopardize someone else's health, that kind of thing. Not not on the um, offensive, anyways. I'm one of those people. We're good. Just don't fuck with me. If you want to really, I guess, find out what you're dealing with, and fuck with me. But other than that, this is what you get to see, and this is what you get to enjoy. And I like this guy a lot better personally. But but yeah. Oh, thank you so much. That is freaking really, really, really sweet to say that. I appreciate that, Satanic Lives Matter. Thank you. No, I'm not talking to you guys. No, I'm just talking in general, like um, putting it out there, I guess, like you never know who's here. Um, there's a lot of people that will come on stuff like this just to observe you, just to find out what you're about, all that, so they can do stuff like that. So, not talking to any of you all that love me, talking to any of you all that have other ulterior motives, which hopefully there are none. But anyways, I ain't even going to talk about that. So, yeah, you're right. You're right. Um, oh, damn, John Trevi. I like that one. So, John Trevi says he has one true enemy and he has one true friend, and he sees both of them in the mirror every day. Yeah, yeah, right on. Ah, like that's that's freaking like deep, man. Like, because that's true. It's really, really true. And it's like that's a good question that everybody should ask themselves. Like, are you like are you more of a detriment to yourself, to your own self, like the way that you live your life right now? Like, some of the little aspects that like nobody knows about but you type of thing. Or at least that's what you think. Anyways, you think nobody else knows. But or are you someone that is really, um, promoting vitality and being a positive influence and having a positive impact on yourself? Like I don't think that like really many of us stop and think about that. Really, it's like because I have found, and I think I talked about this recently. I don't know, on another channel, maybe on Orly's channel. I don't know, but or it might not even have been on a podcast. But it's like so many people that I talk to, and I think we all do this. We all do it whenever we have an issue in our lives, or we have problems, we have things that aren't working out, whatever the case may be. The first thing that we do is we really try to like externalize it, and we try to like point the finger at this, at this, at this, at this, and all this shit. But we never ever even stop and consider that we should probably be pointing the finger right back at ourselves, because we are the problem. We are like the source of all of it most of the time, but we never even consider that. It's always got to be someone to blame. We can't take responsibility for this situation or this, hardship that we're facing or whatever it is. Like, and we just can't even like accept that it could even be a possibility. So it's not even something that it even crosses your mind. It's got to be out there somewhere. I'm going to find it. And when I do, I'm going to, what? What are you going to do? Because that's not really the problem. So you can put all your time and energy into whatever that is that you want to blame. Maybe if anything, it'll make you feel better, because you can try to make other people believe that that's like the crux of the whole problem there. But nothing will change until you realize that you have to freaking change. Like, um, that's this one thing that I found, and it's not that I don't struggle with all this shit too. I do, but I've just found that like so many people that want to, that talk with me, that have challenges and have issues, most of the time the real problem is them, but they don't want to see it, right? And they want to hear what they want me to tell them what they want to hear, and that's not usually what happens either. Most of the time you're going to hear what you don't want to hear. But how many times do you have to hear it until you actually hear it, actually receive it, and even actually like consider it? um, and I guess that goes along with balance. It's if there are certain things in your life that are creating issues and creating these vampiric time wasters and time eaters in your life. You know, it's like just like these different aspects that are not benefiting you at all, and all they're doing is like eating up your time, wasting your time, basically, like taking your life away. Actually, you know that we all have a finite amount of time on this earth, and how much of it are we allowing like frivolous shit to just eat it up? You know, I mean, like even like right now, like watching this, you know, this can be, maybe this is something that is a guilty pleasure. You want to chill out or whatever, but maybe right now you could be doing something like super beneficial, but this is frivolous and it's eating it up. You know, I don't know. It's something you have to ask yourself. Maybe I'm being frivolous right now with my time and I should be doing X, Y, and Z. I don't know. Um, it's a good question. You know, it's just something that we all have to decide on our own, what's beneficial and what's not beneficial. Now, I think that all has to be taken into consideration if you truly want to find balance. You know, you can balance, I can balance anything, I guess, not anything, but I can balance a lot of things with a bunch of crap. It'd be balanced, but would it really be um, complete, or would it be in alignment with my true will, or would it be just balancing something for the sake of balancing it, but it's really no better than the life I was living before that was totally unbalanced? So I guess there's an aspect of um, quality, you know, there, quality over quantity type of aspect there. Um, and I guess it all boils down to like what do you want out of life? What do you want in your life? What do you want for your life? Um, being, I don't know. I feel like most people that are on this path want fulfillment. They want success. They want to discover who they really are, what they're really made of. They want to push the limits of their spiritual ascent. They want to be able to perform miracles. They want to be able to do things other people can't do. And if you want to do things that other people can't do, and if you want to have things that other people do not have, then you have to be willing to do things that other people are not willing to do. And that is to push the envelope, to be active, to be a busy person. Um, Most successful or wildly successful people are very, very busy, and they're not chilling a lot, and they're not very lazy, and they're not just like doing the bare minimum in life. And I'm not talking shit about anybody at all. I'm not. Believe me. I have been there for years and years where I didn't even think that I could like participate in normal life and do things that normal people do. Um, I was like stuck in my basement, just meditating and existing and being miserable and being like, F everything, you know, like, um, but yet I wanted all these things and I wanted to do this and that, but I was going to do it from the basement and like never set foot outside and never go and do this and that and the other that it would take to actually get that. I was just going to sit down there and like hope and pray for some kind of miracle, or I was going to learn how to like just make it appear in front of me magically without doing anything on my own to promote it in this physical world. You know, I really thought that everything would come down there to me. It would all just come to me because I'm so important, because I deserve it. Damn it, I've been sitting down here waiting. Fuck. You know, you do that long enough and you realize that it doesn't work like that. that that is only going to push away further away the things that you want. You're being, and I'm going to probably say this word wrong, sedentary. I don't know how you say that. You know the word I'm talking about. Having that kind of lifestyle is not going to get you much. You have to, this is corny. You got to be like a mover and a shaker, man. You got to like you gotta be, like you gotta have your hands in everything, and be doing the things that you want to do and actively pursuing those things that you want. And your magic can help you do that in many ways. Your physical actions and your magic complement each other to manifest whatever it is. But it's not just going to happen like just sitting around like a lump on a log. It's just not. Um, I mean, you might get some of those things, but ultimately, you got to be out there, like taking the bull by the horns every day. And when you find a really good balance, it's going to be one that like pushes you and challenges you and gets you out of your comfort zone so that you're growing. Like being comfortable doesn't have anything to do with getting out of your comfort zone. And when you do make yourself get out of your comfort zone and you're successful, it feels really freaking good. I mean, it takes you from here to up here. It's well worth the 30 seconds of, uh, like hard work, or the 30 seconds that it takes for you to get over that you've got to, walk up a flight of steps to like go get this or whatever. There's going to be a crappy part involved in it, but it's usually like a lot less difficult than you had imagined it to be. It's really nothing to it, but you'll still feel great after you accomplish it. But you have to be setting goals and set some pretty lofty ones, and then when you accomplish them, it's going to feel amazing. And if you're not setting any kind of goals, then you're not going to really be living a fulfilling life, because I think that that's part of how we grow is, we've got to like set our sights high and like, shoot for the freaking stars, and we can attain it, like we really can. I mean, if we're just doing this little stuff, yeah, we might get it pretty easily, but a 5-year-old kid probably could too. So like, how impactful is that really in your life? Like, what does that really mean? But anyways, I guess that's enough of balance and that kind of thing for now. We'll get into something a little more lighthearted and interesting. So the Black Tower says sometimes you wonder what the fuck you're actually doing in this life, and you remember that you're having to be patient as the cycles occur, and the desires you set forth are manifesting. I don't live a rockstar life. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. It is. It's tough to be patient and to allow the processes and the cycles the time that they need in order to, uh, come full circle. I mean, there's so many like cycles in our life that when you're in that cycle, you really don't realize what is happening until you really kind of arrive at that destination, and you can look back and be like, wow, like that was a crazy period of my life. And may have even seemed rather insignificant at the time for whatever reason, depending on what was going on. But some of those can be like very, very impactful, and they can be something that you'll, carry with you. Um, I mean, even some of like I would say maybe especially some of the most difficult times, in our lives we can identify as a phase or a cycle or just a period of time in your life. Some of the most difficult ones are the ones where you're like, man, I can't wait until this is over because like I can't wait to forget everything about this. But really, like that is probably a period in your life that you will think about more than some of any of the others, and something that will have the most vivid memories and really the like some of the people that I really hated growing up, and I thought they were so terrible to me when I was younger. When like I now that I'm an adult and I didn't understand some of the other circumstances that may have surrounded why they were the way they were. Goddamn Delphini. Oh, thank you so much. Hold my thought for me for just a minute. I need to get like a trumpet. First, I need to learn how to play a trumpet, and then I'm gonna get a trumpet, and I'm gonna do like I'm gonna blast on a trumpet before I have to remove Sire Knox here. And I'm sorry, Sire Knox, but we all still love you so much. It's still better to be on the outer circle if you're not on the inner circle. At least you're on the outer circle, like still in a circle. But Delphini, I had to look at how you spell this because I think I have spelled your name about 10 different ways at least. But I want to get it right here. Yeah, there it is. It's backwards for you guys, I think, right? Are you out of here, King David Solomon? All right, man. Oh, I'm sorry. Ah, yeah. So I know that's got to feel good. I know that it probably really sucked, but I have really got to like imagine that there was something good in there. Oh, thank you, Conversito. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put you up there too. That's the thing. Like the person that I was talking about, so like I say, it was my stepmother. Okay, so I really hated her when I was younger. Blamed her for a lot of things. Felt like she was a like most evil bitch I've ever met in my life, and I just hated her. Like if there was anybody that I knew we were talking about earlier, like killing people and that. When I was younger, I mean, even up until probably like my early 20s, man, if there was anybody I ever wanted to kill, it'd be her. But, that opinion was formulated from what I had said. What is it? I can't remember how I said it. Okay. I remember now. So, like, oh, thank you, Brandon. Yes, dude. Hell yeah. Thank you so much. I'm loving it too. I'm loving this time I get to spend with all of you. It's freaking awesome. And I hope all of you all are like comfortable and like in your like comfortable clothes and all that stuff. Trying to get comfortable in mine here. I am comfortable. But so I had formulated my opinion and feelings that I like had kept with me for a third or more, half of my life on just like, it was all based on like my narrow minded view of what was happening and why she was the way she was. I thought she was just an evil bitch because she hated me. Like I didn't realize all the other things that were going on that were causing her to be that way. And then also, I was like not appreciating or not even seeing any of the things that she was actually doing for me. I mean, she washed my clothes and stuff, and she like did all that kind of crap. That I was just like, wash my clothes, wench, because you like that's just what you do, right? Like you don't even consider that like she's actually having to do that. It's like you just think that's like what happens, So like she wasn't totally terrible at all. I mean, she was like made me lunch sometimes, take to school, and like I think she was being treated very harshly and unfairly, and all these things I didn't see and was not privy to, and just I'd be like that too. Like, oh, thank you, Bella. Ah, no, that is freaking amazing. Like, oh my gosh. Thank you, Bella. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I wanted to give you a public apology to Bella because I owe you one because I did not get a chance to reply to your email. And I'm really sorry about that. And like any of you all, like I wouldn't say like email me and if I can help you out, I will if I didn't mean it. And I know that my actions in that case definitely send that message that I'm just all talk and like no action. And that's not the case at all. I like many of you, I mean, I can certainly um, find myself in a very unbalanced situation where I don't have time to even devote to my own self care and like um, vital mandatory like needs for my physical body and that kind of stuff, like such as sleep and food and um, relaxation or just like me time. I mean, I'm a person that typically when life is kind of running normal, like whatever the hell that is, some of those periods I can look back and say, okay, yeah, that was kind of like normal or whatever, whatever that is, because we all move like so through so many stages. Like, what is really normal? I guess we're like, what's the new normal, and then what's the new normal based on the old normal. But shit. Oh, I was going through one of those periods, where like I got to read it, and I want to send a response that um, is appropriate and it is not just like some kind of automated thing. Like, thank you for emailing JD Temple. I really appreciate this and it means a lot to me and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I want to send you something for real. And I kept meaning to do it. I never got a chance. And I was like, shit. And it's went through my mind a bunch of times too. And I'm like, I at least just need to email her and say, hey, I'll email you back as soon as I can. And I think I already said that once. I can't say that again. It's crazy. What do you do? What do you do? Like, you can't keep saying that for 6 months. I don't know what the answer is. I guess the answer is to just freaking find 10 minutes somewhere and fucking do it if it means that much to you. And it did mean that much to me, and it does, but I didn't do it. So, like, does that mean that my priorities are all screwed up? Does that mean that I like bite off more than I can chew to some people, it would mean that I am doing something that is really, really bad. I mean, I'm doing something that's worse than even offering, like not offering to have somebody email me and I, be able to like help and, respond with some words that would be helpful in the first place, like, and that's the aspect of over promising and under delivering. Like, that's one of the biggest freaking, like, like, like self-defeating things that you can really do that'll really fuck you up with people is to overpromise and underdeliver. Like, you can't do that. You just can't. Not if you want to be like taken seriously, and not if you want to be looked at as someone that is a person of character, I guess you would say. Because those people will do what they say they're going to do when they are said they're going to do it, right? And a lot of us have a huge problem with that. I mean, I'm one of those people. I mean, I have the best of intentions, but like, my intentions for some things really don't freaking matter as much as my actions do. And that speaks much louder to people than their words. And thank you, Melinda. Hell yeah. Oh, really? Awesome. This is what you needed to hear. I felt that is what, like, it was the case for a lot of people. And it's really like, I mean, I'm right there with you. I am, believe me. And it's like, it's always cool when it's something that, I guess because we're all on the same path, we're all so interconnected that I have found that typically it's like whatever I'm going through, other people are going through it too, or you look at it from the standpoint of whatever they're going through, I'm going through too. Like, we're all experiencing a lot of the same things because we're all experiencing, or we're all tapped into the same current. I mean, we're all subject to, the cosmic energies of, like, the astrological impact, according to alignments and transits and all that kind of stuff. And so it's like not surprising to me that so many of us will be experiencing all these same things. Man, there's a lot of freaking names on here, dude. Holy shit. I'm gonna have to get a bigger whiteboard. Well, I got a really big whiteboard. That's the one thing that none of y'all can say about me. You can't say that I don't have the biggest whiteboard you've ever seen in your life. Because this motherfucker is about 8 feet long. And it's about 5 feet tall, I swear to you. It is as long as a sofa, and it's like way up there. So, yeah. That's right. That's right, motherfuckers. That is right. All right, hold on a minute. Oh, shit. All right, Melinda. I didn't get your last name on there, but your first name is up there, and that's the most important one on this list, right? Yeah. And I wanted to also say, I love you. I love you, Joseph Nunn, too. Am I the same person as? Yeah, I guess I'm the same person as George Soros. I guess, I mean, hey, possibly to some degree. Oh yeah, okay, I definitely will. I definitely will. Thank you all. Thank you, Keenan. Like, thank you, everybody. Like, really, like, I'm trying to read all these things. I'm sorry, you all. I get kind of like all lost in it. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Nicolene. Yeah, I am. I guess we all do that too. We do so many things. all, we want to do it all. And especially like on this spiritual path, it's like, and especially again, like I'll go back to like, especially in the beginning, you want it all and you want it right now, and that's like the typical like black magician mentality. Like you want everything and you want it right now, and you don't want to have to like, yes, Nicolene, you definitely hit the nail on the head right there. You do. You have to say no. You do. And like I was just telling a person I was on a consultation with the other day that, because I could see him getting very busy and he's got some goals in mind and some things that he wants to accomplish, some things that he wants to manifest. And I could see him getting extremely busy. And, and all of that is kind of like what's culminated to me wanting to talk about this balance thing. And it goes back to what Brent was talking about earlier about time management, is that I told him how important and critical time management was going to be for him, and that he was going to have to learn to say no to people, because people will come up to you or they'll message you or they'll call you and basically just demand your time, hijack your time. They will just butt their way on in and be like, yo, I'm going to waste 40 minutes of your time talking about some bullshit that you don't give a damn about, but you're nice and I know it and you're not going to deny me. So I'm just going to throw up all over you. And then when I'm done, I'm just going to disappear. Sound good? And we allow these people to do it because, well, it would be rude if I freaking like cut him off, or it would be rude if I didn't like humor him and let him, say what he wanted to say. Will it be rude if he just came up to somebody and demanded 40 minutes of their time talking about dumb shit? Right? So it's like, you could look at it from whatever angle you want to look at it, but it's like, that's one of the things that I would say that we all have a right to be selfish about. It's those people that will just, uninvited and like will just come up to you and like just they automatically assume that it's okay. And depending on what you got going on, depending on the whole dynamic of the situation, whether it's at work, whether it's at some other social function that you attend regularly, or a club you're a member of, or whatever. I mean, it can really throw a monkey wrench into everything you're doing if you allow people to just think that they can have your time whenever they want it, and that they are so important that they feel that they can just come and take that time from you, and that you wouldn't miss it, that you don't have anything going on, that that their time is what's important, and that what they want to tell you is that important, that it's worth you just giving them 30 minutes of your freaking life. If you're not interested in what they have to say, then go use that 30 minutes or that 10 or even that 5 minutes on something that will enrich your life, or something that will make you feel like it was time well spent. Like that's, and I know it's hard as heck. I mean, but the more you go through those motions, and then it's hard at first, and it's still, I mean, for me again, it's still hard as someone that worries about how other people are going to feel about what I do or say. Forever worrying about if I'm going to hurt someone's feelings, or how are they going to feel about that. And it's always people that could give two shits about how I would feel about anything they would say to me or about me. But yet I'm so concerned about their feelings. Why should I give a crap? because I'm a decent person, I guess, I always will to a degree. So there's varying degrees of things, like so many of us are either this way or this way. And if we're over here, it's to the extreme. If we're over here, it's to the extreme. Everything is to the extreme, to the nth degree, but it doesn't have to be. It can be varying degrees, like I said. So don't look at it as like you're doing some kind of like really terrible thing to this person because you don't want to give them your time. It's not a big deal. It's just a little thing. And they can accept it or they can get effed, whatever, but I guess don't put so much into that, like don't worry about how they're going to feel. They're going to be fine. And you're going to be fine. 5 minutes later, you'll be fine. You're not going to think anything of it, and it'll be okay. And if they think you're a prick, then let them think that. They can tell the other person that they're hijacking their time that's not even listening to the crap that they're talking about you to them because they're too busy going, shit, this person again is like, oh, they won't shut up and da 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 da, but I'm gonna let them keep talking because it's like I'm doing right now, rambling, wasting your time, but I'm trying to kind of get a message across, I guess, that there are certain things in your life that it's okay to be like, I'm sorry, I can't do this right now. And don't be, quick to say, this is something I was talking to one of my friends about recently. I think I was talking to Orly about it. She was telling me about it. Like, I think she was telling me, it's we don't have to like somebody asks us to do something. You don't have to automatically say yes. Like a lot of us will just be like yes before because you feel like you have to say yes, right? Depending on who the person is, or it could even be a total stranger that thinks that they can have you do this thing and you're just not even going to think about it. You're automatically going to say yes because you want to be a people pleaser. You want to be agreeable or whatever. Just that one little thing, not doing that, not automatically saying yes, telling the person, well, that I could possibly do that, but please allow me a day or two to think about it and get back to you. And after you thought about it, then you can let them know. Or if you take long enough, they'll find somebody else and then you're off the hook. But it's you'll find that you'll have so much more time if you stop being so agreeable and stop catering to like other people's crap. Like you're not obligated to do any of that. If you feel that you want to do it, if you really want to do it, then do it. If you really don't want to do it, unless it's something that is really going to upset somebody that is really near and dear to you, like your children or your significant other or whatever, then that's something you really need to gauge on. Like, is it really that important? If it's not, don't spend another moment on it. Move on. Do something that really means something to you. Because with those other people, like, none of it really means anything to them anyway. A lot of them are just playing a little head game with you that is, let's see what I can get them to do for me. I'm just going to ask them to do something stupid. And when they do it, I'm going to ask them to do another something. It's a little more detailed. And they keep on going with that and going with that. There's probably people in your life too that that got you like that. Every time they ask you to do something, you're going to do it. And it's almost like you've been indoctrinated and might not even be aware of it. Step back and take a look at everything and see like what's really happening, what is really going on. And I'm not trying to be like cynical here and be like, oh, you gotta like always be like paranoid about what are people really trying to do. Like you don't, but at the same time you do. Like look at the world we live in. Look at the way that everything in our life is like geared to like get us to do certain things, get us to buy certain things, get us to most of it all revolves around that. Like what can we do to get to part them from their money? Like this programming and this commercial here and this one here and this is like ask them to like wear a pink ribbon on this day. And the next thing is going to be like, now we want you to wear a backwards baseball cap and carry a grocery bag on this day. Next time, we want you to go up to your neighbor and give them a baby plant to put in the ground, and they're going to do the same for their neighbors. Is it really all about that, or is it really about giving you a command and having you carry the command out? Because there is a higher purpose, or there's a more involved kind of like undercover purpose that it's really all about. And I talk about this stuff because like this is the kind of things that like Azazel talks to me about since probably August, September. It's been about like really taking the time to stop and look at everything in my life, or really everything that I come into contact with, or everything that I perceive, whether it's a situation, a person, an object, an idea, even anything, to look at it for what it is presenting itself to be, but then to really had to look at it from multiple perspectives to try and uncover the truth about what it really is. Because there's so many things that are not what they are presenting themselves to be. They're usually quite the opposite. They have a disguise on, or there is a veil that is covering what they truly are, or whatever the case may be. If you look at it from the right angle, you will see it. And once you see it, that light bulb goes off. It's very easy. It's a lot easier to like identify and see these things really just throughout every other aspect of your life in this world. Like so many things are not what we perceive them to be at all. There's like they've gotten so good at how they present and package the stupidest crap. And like there's so many things that are right in front of your face. It's right there and they put it out there and it's part of it. But you just don't see it at all. You will be looking right at it, but you just see what they want you to see. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. I believe it's true anyways. And I'm not living in fear. I'm not like scared to go outside because of it. I just have to kind of change the way that I go through my daily life in this world a little bit. Just a little bit, like to just really be a conscious observer a little bit more and to like see with this eye instead of these eyes as much as I can, feel it out, feel it, let it come to you, like most of those deceitful things have an energetic resonance that you are syncing up with anyways. And part of that thing is communicating to you what it actually really is. But it's subtle, but some of it might be screaming in your freaking face. But so many of us will just like write that off as like, an overactive imagination, or being paranoid, or whatever else. But I think almost everything in life that comes against us tells us what it is, and it shows you what it is, and we just miss it. It's almost like it's mandatory that anything that's hidden will also be like screaming it from the freaking rooftops if you can freaking perceive it. Oh, Gary, thank you, man. That's so crazy. I felt it, dude. Yeah, oh dang, yeah. Brenda's got another good one, man. Thank you, Gary, so much. That yeah, like that yeah, deception for personal gain is definitely freaking common, and it's really sick, because like most of them are really utilizing the things that I'm talking about, trying to like see through. Um, so many of those receptive people are trying to take this and say it's this, ooh, but really it's something totally different. And this is the meaning of what we're doing. This is the purpose, and this is the goal. Like, bull crap, dude. The only goal is like, let me get what I can get from you. What can I get from you? What do you got from me? What can you do for me? Hey, what does that got to do with me? Like, it's all like, but that's at the same time too, like, that's really what we have to be concerned about. Like, what is best for us? What is it? How's it going to benefit us? How's it going to be good for us? But like as individuals, not us as in like all of us, but like me, you. But really, the way our world is set up, we really can't consider only ourselves when it comes down to it, because that's, if there's other people, like, all right, if we are all suffering, for the most part we are all going to be suffering. Like, things that impact you all impact me too, the things that impact me impact you too. So we can only take our selfishness and our me so far, because we are connected. We're connected in many ways, and we all share an environment. We share a lot of things that we all utilize. If it impacts you, it's going to impact me. So I can't think just about me, but in my day-to-day life, where I spend my time and which is that's our most important thing in our life, our time. I mean, our time is all we got. That's all we got. That's it. Your time is precious, precious. It's worth more than anything in this world. I would say, though, that's only if you are spending it in pursuit of things that are meaningful to you. I mean, I would say if you're really just rotting your life away, like, and you really just you you're not doing anything to really be fulfilled. If you're just existing, and I'm not talking about people out there that are depressed, that are having some challenges in that manner. Um, and I guess I would say that anyone that is not really putting forth any effort whatsoever probably is experiencing some challenge like that. So I shouldn't say that anyone that is not doing the things that they need to do to make the most out of life is not doing things right, because that is their right to not do that. That's the way they want to spend their life. That's the way they want to spend their life. So I guess I put my foot in my mouth there on that one. So who am I to say what you do with your life and how you live it? I'm not. But I guess everyone that's here wants something, some kind of way. And I think really like everything that we do is motivated by that in some kind of way or another. Is because it's something that we want or that we need. Usually there's a something that we want, something that I want that's involved in every little thing somewhere. Or why else would we be doing it? I mean, even like the most selfless acts have a I want in there somewhere, or I'm gonna get because of, or whatever it might be. Even if it's just like making yourself feel good. I got this good feeling. I want to do this selfless act because I'm gonna get this good feeling because I want that good feeling because it makes me feel good. Like what that feeling that I get that I want that I get when I do that. So like, is it really anything really selfless, or does it all come back to our wants and desires and needs? Us, me, I. Like, so I think it's okay. It's okay to like put yourself first and to put your needs first and to not let other people barge in with their shit into your stuff. Be selfish when you need to be selfish. But yeah, you're right. You're right, Joseph. Yeah, being rich doesn't always mean money at all. Stuff is just stuff. I mean, it's nice to be comfortable. It's nice to have conveniences and luxuries and things like that. But yeah, there's definitely a lot more to like really living um, a fulfilled life. Money. Yeah, money is money. You can do a lot of wonderful things with money, and it can provide you comfort and peace of mind and a lot of things. But it can be terrible too. It can afford you comfort to the degree that it actually is a detriment because it can afford you comfort to the degree that you become complacent and lazy and that you depend on other people to do some of the simplest things. It starts off as you depend on them to do some of the things that you don't have time to do, but then it becomes you just don't want to do because you don't like doing it or whatever. But then it becomes an aspect of if you let them do this stuff for you long enough, you're going to become dependent on them because you don't know how to do it anymore. And when it has gotten to the point to where you've had them doing some of like the most simplest things, like check my emails for me, like I need you to check them for me and tell me who emailed me and what they said, or something like that. I've been there. And when it gets to be like that, you forget how to do this stuff on your own. Call so and so and tell them this. Wait, wait, wait. Call them and then tell them this too. Like, yeah, I could do it myself, but I have you, so do it for me, please. And then what happens when it's like you need to talk to them? They like the person that you get to call them usually is like you need to call them. You need to talk to them. Like I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to do it. I don't know what I would say or what I would do. Oh, I'm getting all anxious and what? You can't talk to somebody on the phone. You can't call a person. Like what happened? What's happened to you? Like why have have you really gotten that lazy and that like have you really backpedaled that much where you can't call somebody? Like and talk about something that's not even uncomfortable to talk about. It's just some stupid thing. Like, you really forget how to function, and like, yeah. So it's almost depending on the person, too much too much luxury, too much means can really be like the worst thing in the world for you, because it like actually pulls you away from everyday real life. Like it makes you extremely ungrounded. Because I think that your magic is so much more beautiful in the world, or in your world, when you are living in a part of the world, you know, like everyday world, everyday living, other people, um, providing something to the rest of the world as it's being provided to for you. You know, like that you're a part of the whole ecosystem, or what is it? The um, circle of life, the winner's circle of life, right here. When you're part of that circle of life, man, when you get outside of that, like you feel very alienated and very alone, and things get weird, man. They do. They do. They get weird, and like you feel like you can't get back in that anymore. And you look at people like, how can they do it? Shit. Like, that guy's a moron and he does it, and I can't do it. Like, why can't I do it? I used to do it. Well, like, yeah, you basically like relinquished your own personal power to yourself and to your assistant and secretary or whatever. Like basically like your secretary has become like your avatar, and like she's living out your life for you. And you just tell her what to do, but like, so that means that you're not living your life. Basically, you're like doing a bunch of nothing. But I don't know. You can try it for a few years. I did, and it's crazy. Um, it's not. It's not a good. Like, all right, just never lose your self reliance. There's certain things that you got to do for yourself every day, all the time. Nobody's going to do it for you. Don't let anybody do it for you. Don't let anybody do it for you until you're 90 or 100 and you just can't do it. If you can still do it, do it. It it matters. It does. Just trust me, it matters. Like, you got to do it. Like, if you almost have to live a life to where you see the impact of not doing these things for yourself has on you, to understand how important it is. Um, and I'm not saying everybody's going to cut their own grass. If you want to hire somebody to mow your lawn, hire somebody to mow your lawn. But when it comes down to things that you ought to be doing yourself for yourself, do them. Do them. Like, that's part of your life experience and your interaction and influence in this world. Like, and maybe that's important to somebody out there. I know that's a really strange thing to talk about, because some of you all may not have experienced that to any degree yet. But if you have, you know what I'm talking about. Good night, Nicolene. Well, I guess I have been talking and talking and talking, and I'm sorry that I have not paid more attention to the chat. I just got into this weird mind zone of different things. And I guess we're gonna wrap it up here in a few minutes. And if there's anything that anybody wants to say, they can say it. If there's anything, oh, you got to leave too, Joe. Oh, yeah, you got to get that infant, man. Good night. If there's anything anybody wants to add, now's the time to add it. Speak now or forever hold your peace until episode 2. Oh, really? Did you like before you blessed Belial's bread and wine like before this podcast here? Oh my gosh. Awesome, Melinda. Awesome, Jill. Awesome, Satanic Gladiator. Thank you. Like, that's so cool. I'm glad. I'm glad that that's all. Hey, thank you, Bella. Like, yeah, I'm glad um, that this, like is something that is pertinent to your life. Um, I'm glad that you came by too, Delphine, because you're gonna like win this awesome ritual. It's gonna be so cool. Oh, yeah, you're welcome, Juan. Yeah, man, I wish I had some freaking whiskey or some freaking bourbon. It had not had any like in so freaking long, man. Oh, you play the harp, Bella? That's awesome. I knew I wanted to say I thought I remembered you saying that you played like a cello or something of that nature because I knew you were. It was like orchestra type or classical type music. I didn't know it was a harp though, or is that something that you play as well? Like that's I'd love to hear that. It's like beautiful, beautiful. I don't know, Greg, what I'm gonna do this. I need to like thank you, Delphine. Like, um, I will definitely get a regular routine, and that is something that I need to do. That is a balancing activity, and it's something that I know would be important for moving the ball forward in the ways that I want to move it forward for myself in making um, some of these podcasts on a a routinely regularly scheduled event type of thing where you can plan for it ahead of time, be there if you want to be, not just kind of off the cuff whenever the mood strikes me. That's usually how I do everything, is when the mood strikes me. But I need to develop and grow and move past that. And I need to hold myself accountable, have you all hold me accountable to a time and a date every week. If it's that important to me, I'll be there, right? But thank you guys. Hell yeah. Oh, classical guitar. Sweet. Hell yeah. Can't wait for episode 2. Cool. Hell yeah. Me too. We're going to talk about it's probably going to be, I don't know what it's going to be. I'm not even going to tell you guys. I'm not going to commit to giving you an answer right now. I'm going to wait where I would have felt inclined before to like offer it up, whatever it is, to say something, to give you some kind of something. But I think y'all will be okay if I say I'm going to give it some thought. I'm going to sleep on it, even. Anyways, that's what I'm going to do. And thank you all for being here. And I'm so glad that like all of you were here. Like, holy crap, because I was gone for so long. I thought everybody probably forgot all about me and were
had moved on to some mustard sandwich magic, or cleaning your toilets, to some mantra or something. I don't know what that gobbledygook stuff is, but it's somebody knows what I'm talking about out there. There's got to be one of you that does. But I'm not going to put any more time and attention on that because it doesn't matter. It's insignificant. But anyways. So I'm like pleased to announce the beloved viewer that is in the winner's circle at the conclusion of Sofa Talk episode 1 is Delphini. Delphini is the grand prize winner of the grand prize game. And I will get with you on the particulars. We're going to get together in video chat and talk about it first. Then we're going to set a date and I will perform that right for you. And I think I get what you're saying, Brett. Just a few more minutes. Like a few more minutes because you want to keep sleeping? Is that what you're saying? Or you're almost asleep? I don't know if I get it, but like it's funny if you're saying what I think you're saying. That's funny. And I know, man, I know. I can freaking get carried away. But thank you all so much. Thank you, Ender Oversoul, my brother. Thank you. Thank you, Sire Knox. I appreciate it so freaking much. Rosito, thank you. Brandon Carpenter, thank you. Bella Black Rose, thank you. Melinda as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gary Rosenberg. I appreciate it so much. And Delphini, man, like coming in like freaking like a freaking like what is it? A hurricane, a tempest. What else is there? What is that thing? A tsunami, man. She's like a freaking tsunami, dude. Like, yeah, I know. I am. I'm gonna have to, man. Oh, you're painting? Oh, cool. Hell yeah. I haven't painted in a long time. Yeah. Well, like, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I also know. All right. This is my new. I'm serious, but I'm not serious. So, like, I use my real name. I've always used my real name. JD Temple is my real name. And that can pose some, like it can be a little challenging and problematic sometimes. So with that being said, and I'm going to leave you all with this here to absorb and to what's the word? To like let it integrate into everything that you are. So this is like hard to say. Oh my God, I'm like embarrassed to say it. At the same time, I think it's really cool and I like it. But it's stupid. It sounded a lot better earlier, but I'm still gonna say it. So like, all right. So anyway, my new name My new name is motherfucking Charlemagne. Okay, so now you know me as Charlemagne. It's not Charlemagne Temple. It's not Charlemagne D Temple. It is just Charlemagne. It's Charlemagne. Charlemagne. Like, where is it? Who was it? Oh, it was Charlemagne. Oh, like Charlemagne? Yeah, motherfucker. It was Charlemagne. Like, I saw him. He was there wearing a hoodie with over his head. It was Charlemagne, man. Like, you know, Charlemagne. Like that. Yeah, that sounds like a bad motherfucker. Charlemagne, I would not fuck with Charlemagne. Nobody fucks with Charlemagne. Like that shit, you gotta be crazy to fuck with Charlemagne. You like it? Yeah. Oh, who was it? It was Charlemagne, man. I told you that Charlemagne is Charlemagne. Damn. All right. Well, anyway, thank you all. I love you all. You don't know about it? Well, anyways, until next time. Damn it, I'm sitting on the baby. Until next time, thank you all. I love you all. And this is your boy, Charlemagne. No, wait. This is your boy, Charlemagne. Or no, this is your boy. I don't know how else to say Charlemagne. Charlemagne. It's Charlemagne. This is Charlemagne. Hello. Hello, this is Charlemagne. Who am I speaking with? This is Charlemagne. All right, here you go. This is Charlemagne. Signing out. Peace. Love you all. And smell my face. Smell it good.